Welcome back, guys. So in today's video, we're going to be doing the bubble sort. So we're going to be starting off by making an array of 10 integers, and the whole goal is to get the bubble sort to sort it out so it goes from smallest to greatest. So let's just get right into it, guys. So we're going to start off by commenting bubble sort, just so we know what sort this is. We're going to make an integer array called nums equals new int. It's going to be 10 big, right? So we're going to have it like that. Now we need a temporary integer, and we're going to initialize it to 0. Now, in the future, we're going to need to print out the numbers quite a few times. So a we're going to make a method here called print array, and it's going to print out all the numbers for us. So we're going to say for each int n in nums, and then we're going to write it out. We're not going to do print line though, we're not going to do write line, we're going to do write, and then space plus space, and then we're going to print out n, just like that. All right, and then we're just going to print out we're just going to write out a line here so it separates it a bit. All right, that's good. Now we better, here we go, just to stay in good programming practice. Now, typically, you wouldn't do this for a smaller program, but I want you guys to get in the habit of documenting stuff. So now we'll go into the next part. And in the next part, we're going to create a random number generator. I'm going to name RND equals new random. Now, the reason we're going to do this is because I don't want you guys to think, oh, well, he just did the bubble sort on these select numbers. No, I want you to know that we could rerun this 100 times and it's going to sort any numbers that it gives to us. So now we're going to make a for loop, and this is where it gets interesting. All right. So we're going to print out the array before we do the for loop. So we're going to say print array. Oh, forgot semicolon. And we're also going to write out a few empty lines here, just to separate the starting array from the ending array. All right, perfect. So actually, before we start this, we're just going to run it to make sure this works. I just realized I didn't randomize any of the numbers. So this isn't going to work. Well, it's going to work, but it's going to output nothing probably. Yeah, it's just outputting all zeros because when you just do it like this, it just initializes everything to 0. All right, so we're actually going to need to initialize the numbers right here. If this will work, perfect. All right, so we're going to say for int I equals 0, I is less than nums dot length I plus plus. All right, now we're going to say nums at I equals rnd dot next, and it's going to be 0. It's going to be between 0 and 100, just like that. All right. So now, if I have everything done correctly here, it should work. We just got to Move this to below it. And now it should output our array of random numbers. All right, so it appears that it has worked. So there's no numbers less than 0, no numbers greater than 100. So perfect. All right. Now we're going to get onto the sorting. So we're going to need 2 for loops actually. And I'll explain how the bubble sort works after this. So I'm just trying to get you guys in the mindset of, okay, how is this exactly working before I exactly show you how it's going to work. So we're going to start off int j equals 0. J is less than nums, which is our array, dot length, subtract 2. And I'll get to that. I'll explain why it's -2 later in the video. And then j++. Now we have to create our second array, or second for loop. Int I equals 0. I is less than nums dot length -2. And then I++. All right. Now this is where we have to swap our numbers. So we need a temperature, or not a temperature, we need a temp variable to hold the number while we swap the two values, because there's no way to just swap the two values. So we're going to say temp equals nums. We need an if statement in here. If. So we're going to say if nums at I is greater than nums at I plus 1. So we're going to say if the left number is greater than the right number, then we want to switch. So we're going to say temp equals nums at I plus 1. And then we're going to put nums at I plus 1 is equal to nums at I. And I know this is making no sense if you're listening to this, but just follow along. So nums at I equals temp. So we're going to set that temp variable back to nums at I. All right, let's close that. Alrighty, so, and then we're going to print out the array each time there's any swap in the array. Alright, so the reason why we're doing 2 for loops is because you're comparing two numbers, and we don't know how many times it's going to take because we're randomizing the numbers. So we don't know the exact number of times we need to change or swap the values to get it to correctly be sorted. So the max amount of times it takes is I to the power 2, I believe. So that would be, we need to go through the list twice. So if we run this, it should work. And the reason why we're doing nums.length -2 is because you're comparing two numbers. So you want to take those two numbers out of it, or else you'd go two numbers too many whenever you do the for loops. All right, here we go. So let's make this a bit bigger for you guys. Oh. All right, so here we go. So this is the original array. And then this is also the original array, I believe. Let's just see. Actually, no, this is the first swap here. So the first swap, so it's comparing 63 to 7. It's saying, is the left number bigger than the right number? It's saying yes, so we swap. The next time we go through, is that number bigger than that number? No. Is this number bigger than this number? Yes. Oh wait, no, we're going here. So we're going 63 to 60. And then, as you can see, it just keeps swapping all the way down. And then eventually, you get it to where it's 7, 7, 13, 42, 40, 63, 80, 96, 97, 75. Why is that 75 there? That's interesting. I think I did this wrong. Let's see. I think we need to do -1 here, possibly. -1. All right, let's zoom back in. Oh, a bit too big there. All right, so 2, 8, 14, 14, 16, 24, 28, 29, 76, 94. Okay, so that's right. So the issue we had is that instead of doing -1, we were doing -2, so it wasn't reaching that last. It was just leaving this 24 over here every single time. But as you can see, so it's just going to keep going through and it's going to keep comparing. So it's going to go 14, 16, this, and it's just going to keep going all the way down. And it's going to go through it twice until the last row will always be sorted. So if that helps you guys out, please make sure to subscribe and like as it helps greatly. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.